Welcome to this first Magic Box tutorial. In this video, you will learn how to begin working with the Magic Box, understand its core concept, and create your first basic setup. Let's start with what you need. You will need a Magic Box device, an SD card, a battery with an XT60 connector, and a computer, either a Mac or a Windows PC. A joystick or a throttle, and an RC model such as the F22 are optional, but they will help you test your setup at the end. Before we configure anything, let's review the key steps. You will flash the SD card, you will boot the device with your battery, you will check the network connection, you will access the configuration files. You will look at how joystick bindings work. You will look at channel assignments. You will look at profiles, and then you will create a new setup completely from scratch. Let's begin with the SD card. Flash your SD card to prepare Wi-Fi and to make sure you start with the newest operating system. Right now, the current version is 1.6.3. Remove the SD card from a Magic Box and insert it to your MacBook. If this is your first usage, you can skip backup step. Otherwise, to keep your setup, open the Magic Box partition and backup config directory. Okay, let's move to step 2. Download Magic Box operating system image. Go to Releases. Select the newest version and save it on your local disk. This will be file with IMG extensions. Good, now step 3. Download the tool for SD card flush. First, install and open Raspberry Pi Imager for your OS. Finally, step 4. Flush new image into SD card. Open Raspberry Pi Imager. Regarding RPI model, just leave it. Choose operating system. Select last options. Custom image. Select image of Magic Box OS, the file you downloaded in step 2. Select a disk to flush, your SD card. Follow on-screen instructions and flush SD card. Remember to personalize your OS. Set up Wi-Fi so your Magic Box connects to your local network. It's much more convenient to have Wi-Fi connection. You won't need to remove the SD card every time you want to tweak its files. Insert the SD card into the Magic Box and boot the device using your 3 to 6 cell battery with an XT60 connector. If you personalized OS image, you will need to power cycle the device to apply OS changes. When the Magic Box starts, open the System Info screen. Check if an IP address is assigned. If you see an IP address, this means the Magic Box has successfully connected to your local Wi-Fi network. If you prefer a wired connection, simply use a USB to Ethernet adapter. Now go to your computer. On a Mac, open Finder. On Windows, open the Files or Explorer application. Check if the Magic Box appears in your local network list. Next, open the config directory on the SD card. Here you will find the 3 main elements that define your setup. First, open the bindings directory. This is where the Magic Box keeps the files that describe your joystick axes, buttons, and switches. Every USB device connected to the Magic Box will be detected, and each axis will have an ID number. These binding files connect those IDs to names that you will later use in your channel setup. Now open an example file from the channels directory. This is where you assign joystick axes and buttons to RC channels. For example, you might map your throttle axis to channel 3. Other axes and switches can be assigned to any channel you need for your model. Next, open the Profiles directory. Profiles combine everything: your joystick bindings, your channel assignments, and your rig-specific configuration. A profile is the final layer that brings your whole setup together for a given RC model. Now let's create a complete setup from scratch. Turn on your Magic Box, open the HOTAS Discovery screen, move the joystick axis you want to use. On the Magic Box display, note the axis ID that appears. You will need this ID when you create your binding file. Create a new file for your joystick. Insert the axis ID and give it a name, for example, throttle. This name will be used later in your channel assignment. Next, go to the Channels directory, create a new Channels file, assign the name Throttle to Channel 3. This means Channel 3 will respond to your throttle movement. Finally, go to the Profiles directory and create a new profile. Inside this profile, reference both the binding file and the channels file you just created. Your profile now connects the joystick hardware, the channel mapping, and the model setup. At this point, turn on your Magic Box again to test the outputs. Move your joystick or throttle. If you have an RC model connected, such as the F22, you should see the control surfaces move according to your channel assignments. You have now completed the essential setup: Wi-Fi connection, file manipulation, creating a new profile, and performing an output test. This concludes the first Magic Box tutorial. In the next videos, you will learn more about advanced features and configuration options. Thank you for watching.